A new chapter is unfolding behind the scenes at Manchester City, and the atmosphere in Manchester is one of intense anticipation. The club is about to begin one of the biggest contract negotiations of recent years with one of the most important players in the current squad. After weeks of speculation, the board has decided to act to secure the future of its attacking gem, rewarding the consistent performances that have delighted fans and impressed even rivals. City, known for its meticulous planning, rarely leaves anything to chance, and this time will be no different. At the Etihad offices, the agenda is clear: to tie down Phil Foden with a new and highly lucrative deal. The English midfielder, a product of the club's academy, has returned to a period of absolute brilliance. After a season of ups and downs, Foden has reclaimed his central role in Pep Guardiola's system and once again become the creative brain of the team. Since the start of the current campaign, he has displayed maturity, versatility, and an impressive tactical understanding, taking on responsibilities that previously belonged to Kevin De Bruyne. Foden's impact is so great that the coaching staff now view him as City's new offensive pillar. In numbers, his influence is undeniable: direct goal contributions, decisive passes, and a constant presence in attacking build-ups. But more than statistics, what stands out is his quiet leadership. He has become the player who dictates tempo and inspires others to maintain the standard of excellence the club demands. Sources close to the club reveal that the new deal proposed will be among the most lucrative in the Premier League, reflecting the status Foden has earned. His current contract runs until 2027, but City intend to extend it by another 3 or 4 years, ensuring the star remains at the Etihad during the prime of his career. The club sees this as a way to consolidate a new era of stability, in which homegrown talents take on leading roles. Inside the dressing room, the news was received with enthusiasm. Players and staff alike recognize that Foden is central to City's future. Even with recent arrivals such as Ryan Cherky, the Englishman has maintained his position and shown that he fully understands Guardiola's philosophy. His reading of the game makes him indispensable, and the manager himself considers the number 47 an example of what he calls total football: intelligence, technique, and tactical discipline. While City celebrate Foden's form, another name is also stealing the spotlight: Jeremy Doku. The Belgian winger has been putting on spectacular performances and has become one of the team's main attacking weapons. In the 3-0 victory over Liverpool, Doku simply dismantled the opposition defense. From the first minute, his pace and daring left defenders in despair. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Konate could find no answer to his lightning dribbles, and he ended the match with a stunning goal and a standing ovation from the crowd. The performance was so impressive that even Gary Neville, known for his restraint in praise, broke a personal tradition and named Doku man of the match as early as the 62nd minute, an unprecedented gesture that shows just how remarkable his display was. Since joining from Rennes, Doku had gone through a period of adaptation and a few injuries. But now, fully fit, he is showing his full potential. He has become the type of player who can change the rhythm of a match with a single touch, something rare even in elite leagues. In the stands, supporters already treat him as a new idol. His combination of agility, confidence, and creativity evokes memories of legendary players who defined eras at the Etihad. With each match, the Belgian reinforces the feeling that Manchester City made the right decision by investing $55 million in his signing. Guardiola has always favored profiles that combine refined technique with offensive aggression, and Doku fits that model perfectly. The result against Liverpool also reinforced City's tactical dominance in the Premier League. Even after Haaland missed an early penalty, the team maintained absolute control. The Norwegian striker, who rarely fails, soon made amends with a header that opened the scoring. Later, Nico Gonzalez extended the lead with a deflected shot, and Doku sealed the victory with his masterpiece in the second half. The collective performance impressed not only through its intensity, but also through the way the group seems to evolve with each round. With that win, City climbed to second place in the table, keeping their pursuit of Arsenal alive. The 4-point gap does not worry Guardiola, who believes the team will reach its physical and technical peak in the coming weeks. If Doku and Foden continue at this level, the outlook is promising. They complement each other perfectly on the pitch. One brings explosiveness and improvisation, the other, vision and control. This duo has the potential to redefine the club's attacking identity in the years to come. Yet, while the club celebrates this fine moment, strategic issues remain on the agenda. Rodri's contract situation has become a point of attention. The Spanish midfielder, regarded as the engine of the team, has not yet renewed his deal, which runs until 2027. The board, consistent with its policy of anticipating decisions, has already opened talks but also maintains contingency plans should negotiations stall. 3 names have emerged as potential successors to Rodri's role: Said El Mala of FC Köln, Morten Gulman of Sporting, and Aleksandar Pavlovic of Bayern Munich. They are young, talented players with different styles, but share one essential trait for Guardiola's system: the ability to control tempo and retain possession under pressure. Their inclusion on the list highlights the meticulousness of City's planning. The preference, however, remains to renew the Spaniard's contract. Pep considers him irreplaceable, and with reason. Rodri is the link that balances defense and attack, the player who turns dangerous transitions into controlled opportunities. His absence in recent matches, due to a minor muscle injury, revealed how dependent the team is on his stability in midfield. That is why the board is proceeding carefully. They want to secure his future without disrupting the wage structure. Meanwhile, Hugo Viana and the club's executives are monitoring the market cautiously. Despite their financial power, City avoid impulsive signings. Every move is calculated. Every investment must make sense within the playing model. The aim is to maintain a balanced squad, with room for young talents, but also experienced leaders who uphold the high competitive standard. Amid this context, a name sparking curiosity has emerged: Ada Young, a young forward from Levante. The player, who has caught attention in La Liga with impressive stats, 6 goals and 3 assists in 11 matches, has drawn the interest of English clubs, including City. However, Levante quickly moved to cool speculation. The Spanish club's executive director made it clear they do not intend to release him in the winter window. The stance is firm. Young is vital to the team's objectives, particularly in their fight against relegation. The decision makes sense, as losing their key player mid-season could jeopardize their sporting project. Nevertheless, City's interest is genuine. The player fits the profile the club seek for the future: fast, technical, and with potential to flourish under a manager like Guardiola. Manchester United, Arsenal, and even Barcelona are also monitoring the forward, which will likely make the battle for his signing fierce next summer. Even without immediate moves, City's awareness of the market reinforces the board's commitment to thinking beyond the current season. The club understands that long-term success depends on constant planning and an accurate reading of opportunities. With Foden on the rise, Doku in top form, and Rodri close to a possible renewal, the mood at the Etihad is one of optimism. Guardiola seems to have rediscovered the balance between talent and discipline that has always defined his teams. Manchester City continue their pursuit of perfection, on and off the pitch. In the corridors of Manchester City's training complex, the energy is one of confidence. Pep Guardiola and his technical staff know that the current phase is the result of years of structure and planning, yet they also understand that success is a cycle that must be constantly fueled. The focus now is to transform this good moment into something sustainable, a new era of dominance that keeps the club at the top of European football for many years. The manager, who has always demanded perfection in every detail, sees in Foden, Doku, and Rodri the trio capable of sustaining the dominant style of play that defines City. Foden represents intelligence and emotional connection with the club. Doku, the daring and ability to unbalance any defense. And Rodri, the invisible framework that gives stability to the system. It is upon these pillars that Guardiola is redesigning the team, adapting to the new tactical demands of both the Premier League and the Champions League. The departure of Kevin De Bruyne, idol and brain of the recent era, created a void that could have dismantled the tactical scheme, yet the squad's response was immediate. Foden naturally assumed the playmaker role. His understanding of the game allows City to maintain control even against the most intense teams in the league. Doku, on the other hand, has become the perfect outlet, driving the team from midfield to attack in seconds, something essential in a league where every inch is fiercely contested. Guardiola understands that modern football demands constant reinvention. That is why Manchester City, even at its peak, continues to seek new solutions. The manager has asked the board to closely monitor rising under-23 talents across Europe. The aim is to have replacements ready even before departures happen. This proactive philosophy is what sets City apart from many of its rivals. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, renewal talks continue. Bernardo Silva, another crucial figure, has not yet decided his future. The Portuguese midfielder attracts interest from French and Saudi clubs, but Guardiola insists on keeping him. The board is trying to convince him with an ambitious sporting project and a salary upgrade consistent with his importance within the squad. John Stones is also on the agenda. Recent injuries have hindered his run, but the coach trusts in his recovery and sees him as essential for alternating between defense and midfield. The club's financial department, led by Ferran Soriano, works alongside Hugo Viana to balance expenses. Despite their economic power, City are aware that budget control is key to avoiding sanctions and maintaining stability. For that reason, every renewal is examined carefully. The idea is to protect the squad without creating internal imbalances. On the pitch, the team's performance remains the clearest showcase of this efficient management. The match against Liverpool not only reaffirmed the group's strength, but also demonstrated how Guardiola has successfully united intensity and creativity within one system. The team didn't just win, it dominated its rival emphatically, something even the most optimistic opponents did not expect. The reaction to that game was massive. English analysts claimed City had returned to playing the total football that once enchanted Europe. Doku's performance was the symbol of that resurgence. His ability to dismantle defenses, combined with Foden's precision in passing and Rodri's intelligence in covering space, created a perfect harmony between improvisation and control. Inside the squad, the synergy is also evident. Haaland, even when he doesn't score, shows tactical commitment. He opens spaces, drags defenders, and creates chances for teammates. Guardiola has publicly praised the Norwegian's maturity, noting how he has learned to contribute beyond goals. His presence provides a focal point that makes everyone else's job easier. Another name growing in importance is Rico Lewis. The young fullback has been used in multiple roles, including midfield, following Pep's tradition of turning versatile players into multifunctional assets. His evolution is seen as proof that the City Academy continues to produce talents ready for the highest level. Off the pitch, the directors are watching the market closely. The rising rivalry with Arteta's Arsenal has added a new layer of competitiveness to the Premier League. Guardiola's former assistant has built a side that blends youth with discipline, forcing City to stay in constant evolution. The board knows that to remain on top, reacting is not enough. Anticipating trends is essential. For that reason, performance analysis has become a top priority. A new department was created to monitor advanced statistics and physical indicators in real time. Every training session, every match, every movement is studied in detail. Guardiola wants his team to be not only talented but scientifically precise. This attention to detail is what turns isolated victories into lasting dominance. And while the Premier League runs at a frantic pace, City also keep one eye on the Champions League. The club understands that reclaiming continental glory is Guardiola's and the fans' greatest obsession. The manager believes that with the current squad, the team has everything required to repeat the triumphs of past seasons. Foden's experience, Doku's explosiveness, and Rodri's consistency form the ideal core to face Europe's toughest battles. Inside the dressing room, the message is clear. No one gets comfortable. Every victory is only the beginning of a new preparation. Guardiola often reminds the squad that past success doesn't guarantee the future. That mentality fuels City's competitiveness, even after years of achievements. The players have embraced it, resulting in an environment of discipline and ambition. Foden, in particular, has become the embodiment of that mindset. The boy from Stockport grew up watching City become a world powerhouse and is now its central figure. His dedication in training is remarkable, one of the first to arrive and the last to leave. Guardiola sees him as a silent leader, someone who inspires more through action than words. That is why his contract renewal is treated as an absolute priority. While the deal has not yet been made official, fans await it eagerly. The expectation is that the announcement will come within weeks, accompanied by a major celebration at the Etihad. Internal sources assure that the new deal will include performance and title-based bonuses, which further motivate the player. City want Foden to feel valued yet challenged to keep growing. Behind closed doors, talk also turns to the next transfer window. Although City do not plan immediate high-profile signings, strategic moves are not ruled out. Guardiola often says that the market should be used as a tool for evolution, not a reaction to outside pressure. So if an opportunity arises, the club will be ready to act. Among the names being monitored, De Jong remains one of the most discussed. Despite Levante's refusal, the interest persists. The player combines youth, power, and refined technique, all traits City prize. Some claim Guardiola himself requested detailed reports on him to assess how he could fit into the system. The fact that other European giants are also in the race only heightens the Cameroonian forward's profile. What becomes clear is that Manchester City follow a solid blueprint: planning, development, and execution. Every decision is based on data, performance, and long-term strategy. This model is what makes the club a global reference in sports management. Guardiola has turned City's football into a science, and the board has ensured that science has the resources and structure to thrive. Each match week, the team shows it is one step ahead. Even under pressure, it maintains calm and control. In every interview, Pep repeats the same mantra: "We want to be better than we were yesterday." This relentless pursuit of perfection is the true engine of Manchester's Blue Machine. In this context, supporters have every reason to believe the future will be even more glorious. City do not rely solely on fleeting stars. They build legacies. Foden is the face of this new era. Doku, the symbol of boldness that captivates the world. Rodri, the foundation that holds it all together. Guardiola, the maestro turning talent into history. As Manchester City experiences a period of affirmation both on and off the pitch, the club's backstage continues to mirror the impeccable structure built over recent years. Guardiola and sporting director Hugo Viana's sporting project has become a benchmark in world football, and the club appears more prepared than ever to face the new challenges that come with sustained success. The goal is not merely to win trophies, but to create a solid foundation that ensures competitiveness for decades to come. The current focus is on aligning on-pitch performance with squad and financial management. Pep Guardiola, known for his relentless standards, has repeated a phrase to his players: "Excellence is not a goal, it's a habit." That mindset is reflected in daily decisions, training sessions, meetings, and even contract negotiations. City never acts on impulse. Every step is part of a meticulous construction. Phil Foden embodies this philosophy. He is not just a talent. He is the product of a culture that values patience, development, and identity. When he emerged from the academy, he was merely a promising boy from Stockport. Today, he is the face of the new Manchester City. His technical evolution, combined with emotional maturity, makes him the perfect player to represent the balance between youth and experience that Guardiola constantly preaches. And Jeremy Doku, who arrived as a gamble on pace and improvisation, is now establishing himself as the creative spark the team needed. His performance against Liverpool was a milestone, but what impresses most is his consistency since then. He is not just a dribbler. He is a system breaker, capable of forcing defenses to adapt. Guardiola sees in him the potential of a star who can become the protagonist on great European nights. Meanwhile, Rodri remains the key piece of the system. He is the man who turns chaos into order. His vision and positional intelligence allow City to play with total freedom. It is no surprise that Guardiola has already stated internally that the Spaniard is irreplaceable in the short term. Still, the club works with contingency plans because City's philosophy demands preparation for all scenarios. Possible future alternatives continue to be closely monitored. Said El Mala is seen as a player of control and vertical passing, ideal for the supported build-up style. Morten Gulman offers physical strength and defensive awareness, which could bring the team a more balanced edge in intense duels. And Pavlovic of Bayern is considered an elite talent who combines refined technique with tactical maturity. None are immediate priorities, but all are long-term strategic targets. Behind the scenes, preparations for the next transfer window have already begun. Even without urgent needs, City understands that football is cyclical and that a squad must be constantly renewed to avoid performance dips. Guardiola wants to keep the group motivated, and the board shares that vision. The secret lies in creating a competitive environment within the squad itself, where no one feels entirely safe, not even the stars. The relationship between manager and players is built on mutual trust. Guardiola demands intensity but offers something in return: growth. He transforms careers. Just look at Jack Grealish, who, after an inconsistent start, reinvented himself under Pep's guidance. The same path is being followed by Doku, who is learning the principles of possession, positioning, and timing that define the Catalan coach's style. This philosophy, in fact, is City's greatest differential. It is not merely a team full of individual talent, but a collective organism in constant evolution. Every player knows what to do on the pitch and understands why. That mental clarity allows the team to maintain the same intensity throughout the season, regardless of injuries, suspensions, or tactical changes. Inside the club, there is also growing attention to mental health and player well-being. Guardiola and his staff believe that performance depends as much on psychological balance as on physical condition. For that reason, City invests in psychological support, personalized recovery programs, and a training calendar adapted to players' emotional loads. This approach has yielded concrete results, with fewer muscular injuries and greater consistency in performances. In football's political sphere, City also acts strategically. The club has sought to strengthen its institutional image with sporting authorities and regulatory bodies. After years of scrutiny over financial fair play, the board works to demonstrate total transparency in its operations. The goal is simple: keep the club shielded from external controversies and focused on what truly matters: performance on the pitch. At the same time, commercial success continues to rise. The global fan base grows each season, driven by results and by the modern image City projects. New marketing partnerships are being negotiated, and the club forecasts record revenues in upcoming cycles. All of this strengthens its investment capacity and ensures complete autonomy in sporting decisions. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of the entire process is coherence. Manchester City does not change its identity each season or react to chance. There is a continuous thread connecting every player, every signing, every match. That consistency is what makes the club a model. Other European giants try to copy it, but few can replicate City's level of detail and discipline. And at the center of it all stands Pep Guardiola, the architect of this structure. His contract remains a topic of speculation, but sources close to him confirm that he remains fully committed to the project. Pep thinks not only about trophies but about legacy. He wants to leave behind a lasting foundation that endures even after his departure. That is why he invests so heavily in youngsters like Foden, Lewis, and Doku. They are the living continuity of his work. As the season progresses, City shows signs of a team entering a new peak. Victories against direct rivals, tactical dominance, and growing confidence within the squad all suggest that the team is ready for more. The squad balances youth and experience, pace and control, improvisation and discipline. It is the perfect synthesis of what Guardiola has built since his arrival. The future, therefore, looks clear. With Foden established as the project's symbol, Doku blossoming into a global star, and Rodri anchoring the spine, City moves toward another golden era. The board works silently but with surgical precision, ensuring the squad remains competitive. And while rivals scramble to react, the Blue Club from Manchester continues its calm march, confident that its work speaks for itself. Manchester City lives the present with intensity, but looks to the future with serenity. Every step is calculated, every decision deliberate. The team that was once just an ambitious project is now an undeniable reality, and all signs point to much more yet to come. And so, Manchester City closes another chapter in a story that seems endless. With talent, discipline, and ambition, the club shows it thrives not only on results, but on purpose. Each match is a step toward something greater, and every season reinforces the feeling that we are witnessing one of the most defining eras in football history. The journey continues, and you, the supporter, are part of it. Every victory, every goal, every triumph is shared with those who truly celebrate. So, if you've made it this far, take a moment to strengthen our community. Leave your like now and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates about Manchester City. Turn on notifications and stay tuned for the latest news, insights, and exclusive analysis about the greatest team in the Premier League. The best is yet to come.